stars the Washington Post recognized that Kate Middleton was the commoner who saved the Queen. In the year since the world watched Kate Middleton glide into Westminster Abbey and emerge Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, the wife of Britain's future king, she has wowed Hollywood, been named to best-dressed lists, and charmed the recession-weary by sharing outfits with her mother. She divides her time between a royal cottage in windswept Wales, where the Royal Navy has stationed PrinceWilliam, and Kensington Palace, where an apartment is being renovated to their specifications with the taxpayer dime. She smiles, rarely speaks, and looks princess perfect in a hat. And indeed, I do believe that perfection in a commoner, that was what Kate Middleton was meant, recruited, and maintained to sell. She is, with her legions of fans, saving the British monarchy, right? Popularizing it in the sense of making it seem more accessible to other commoners, not just an enclave strictly for highborn, noble people, right? When we think about, what is all this about Rose Hanbury? If she's so great, if there's 1, 2, 3 kids, questions about paternity, well, why didn't he just, if that's who he wanted, why didn't he just marry? Maybe the point is what Kate Middleton brought to the table. Not being highborn, not being someone with a career, not being a whole bunch of features that, someone who's artsy from a well-to-do, generationally well-to-do family could not deliver the brand of Kate Middleton, right? And you take that, you Cinderella it, top fashions, top connections, seated at the table with world leaders. Maybe that's the fairy tale that Queen Elizabeth II wisely chose to tell. Do you see what I'm saying? There was a certain amount of discretion in play about who could be anointed to possibly be the mother of the future king. There were many options on the table. Wiilis dated many different people. A lot of them came from really noble families. This one didn't. This one got put in the front of the line. And maybe that's because when you're dealing with a family that has social climbing ambitions and not necessarily the means to go with it, the royal family gets leverage. The kind of leverage that might keep people silent for months in a moment like right now. The irony is that in the year since the wedding of the century, Kate has managed to surmount Britain's class system while reinforcing it. Hear ye, hear ye. Her status as a commoner, her ancestors worked in coal mines, and her mother was a common flight attendant, was a cause for criticism in media coverage during the years she and William dated, but now it has turned to Kate's advantage and the monarchy's. Her appealing image as an ordinary woman who happened to marry a handsome prince has inspired an illusory sense of pride that the couple have leveled social distinctions in a historically class-conscious society. And I think that's so powerful to remember about who Kate Middleton is at her core, right? People have claimed that Kate has taken elocution lessons so that her accent would sound more posh. People have said that the whole, Duchess of whatever, Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge title have gone to her head, where she thinks that's really who she is, not just something that she has become. Do you see what I'm saying? Like when you really believe that something is essential, right? Wiilis similarly may believe that he's not a man, that he is like the kings before him. As the claim goes, he's closer to God. He is noble born. He, as the eldest born son of the last king, is entitled to do everything that the laws allow him to do. And we see that playing out right now, especially if he gets coronated within the year. right? He is protected. He is elevated. He has a level of freedom that is above that of the common man. But again, when you chase after these institutions that don't necessarily elevate and protect women the same way that they do the male heirs, well, maybe you're better off than being a coal miner or a flight attendant. But, we hope and continue to hope for the best for Kate Middleton. Yet the resurgence in the royals' popularity entrenches those divisions, even as Britain seeks to move past them, right? It's like the way people talk about the talented 10th in minority communities in the States, right? Once you buy off the educated, talented, business successful Black people and you get them to join, the conservative wings of the different political parties, right? That it reinforces the class system. Suddenly there's people of color who are on the side of, no, let's leave everything the way it is. We don't need to redistribute or have the tax system be less regressive. No, it's perfect the way it is. Clinking glasses. We made it. Not like them, right? You marry into this family where you're supposed to have some distinction above the common man because of who you were born to. And within the church of your family's choosing, you reinforce that that's great. It's the way it should be. It has value. It's all good. And it was good from 2012, 2011 until December 2023. In 2008, Britain's Daily Mail reported that some in society had labeled Kate and Pippa Middleton the Wisteria sisters, highly decorative, terribly fragrant, and with a ferocious ability to climb. The nickname suggested the question underlying many articles: could a commoner succeed as the partner of the future king? Class tension arose again and again, particularly in reports about the couple's brief split in 2007, with many speculating that the middle-class Middletons were simply not posh enough to be royal in-laws. After the engagement, the Washington Post reported that royal watchers and the British media are not mincing words about the humble lineage of commoner Kate. This is still very much a society where status is measured in birthright and breeding. The doubts about an outsider's ability to marry into the royal family were grounded in the woes of previous generations. Just 2 decades ago, the Windsors' future looked less than rosy. Tea? Queen Elizabeth II was unusually candid in a speech marking the 40th anniversary of her accession to the throne. She pronounced 1992 as an annus horribilis and said it was not a year on which I shall look back with undiluted pleasure. Her daughter, Princess Anne, divorced that spring. By mid-December, her sons, Prince Charles and Prince Andrew, had separated from their wives. The granddaddy of royal tell-all biographies, Diana, her true story incited scandal that year with its portrayal of the royal family as unwelcoming to the young Diana, a EDNOS survivor who desperately hoped for her husband's love but never stood a chance against Camilla Parker Bowles. Speak on it. A fire that fall damaged Windsor Castle, one of the Queen's government-owned homes. Government-owned! Just like Section 8 or HUD! And the government's suggestion that it would cover the repairs sparked outrage among taxpayers. And it is an ongoing trend with, Prince Wiilis and all of his 4 or 5 homes, if you count the one that he stole from Harry and Meghan. In November, it was announced that the Queen, in a break with royal tradition, had volunteered to begin paying personal income tax. She also agreed to pay a bigger share of the royal family's expenses.